Hey everyone, welcome to day 7. Today we're going to be working 2 poses, okay? And you're going to need a chair and or some blocks. So let's get started. We're going to come to our mat and I think we'll just have a seat. Forgot I had put this on here. So let's get started. We are going to find a chair. Okay, and we're gonna sit those hips back, just finding a forward fold position. So we're working L pose. So oppositionally, I want you to think about reaching those fingers towards the back of the chair or the top of your mat. Okay, and then just start to sit some weight back into your heels. Key point with these poses today, guys, are going to be what's going on with the foundation of your feet, right? When we start at the foundation, everything falls into alignment. So the feet can be a really great place to think about where our alignment starts. You're going to take a breath and you're going to step your left foot back. And you can see I'm angling my toes slightly out at a 45-degree angle. I want you to take a look. I'm actually looking at my hips right now, and I want both of your hip bones square towards your chair. So a lot of times that left hip will move slightly out. You're going to take that breath, take a deep inhale, and exhale. I'm going to start to pull that chest towards my right thigh. I'm curling my shoulder blades together just like downward facing dog. I'm trying to create a long spine. I'm pushing or reaching my fingers towards the top of my mat or towards my chair. And then with each exhale, I'm moving back into my left heel. Go ahead and release for a moment, bend those legs, notice changes, and then we're going to come back for another several breaths, squaring those hips, squaring the chest, deep exhale, working that melting as we move the chest to the tops of the thigh. I'm also reaching the toes forward on my right foot to create, again, some oppositional force here. Okay, so you've got to constantly be thinking about that yin and that yang. Go ahead and step forward with that left foot. Exhale, go ahead and sit those hips back. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to reach my hips forward. Okay, so I want those hips to start to move towards my chair. Inhale on your next breath. Exhale, step the right foot back. Now you can see a little bit better that 45-degree angle. And I'm kind of manipulating, working those hips, looking down so that those hips are square or level. So if I were to put a level on my hip bones, right, that little bubble would theoretically be level in the center. Take that breath and again, deep exhales, working that length. So yesterday we focused on smashing the hamstrings. Today we're working on lengthening through the muscle in the hamstrings. Okay, it's a 2-part thing. We've got to think about our mobility here. Continue to work that opposition as I'm pushing those fingertips forward towards the top of my mat, or almost like you're trying to push that chair away from your body. Continue to work those exhales and ease out on this next breath. Go ahead and shift that weight into our left foot. And then once again, exhale, come back into our pyramid pose. So you can see, right, I'm trying to create a pyramid with my legs here. You can see that space in between those 2 legs. Remember, we aren't stacked. We're not on a tightrope, okay? We are on either side of a beam or a railroad track. Continue to work. We're lengthening the shoulders away from the ears and go ahead and step forward. Once again, find that L pose. Shifting that weight forward. I'm trying to get those hips in alignment with those heels. All right, go ahead and come on down. And now I'm going to show you the variation where we use our blocks. So if you don't have blocks, start with the chair and also use the chair for elevated height. Okay, so if we're tighter or have greater limited mobility and we're starting there, we're going to start with the chair. So go ahead, we're going to find that forward fold. You can see I'm propped up with my arms on these blocks and I'm shifting my weight slightly forward. We want to get that work and that alignment in the hips. You're going to take your next breath and once again, step your left foot back, find your pyramid pose once again. Notice that little shimming of those hips. I'm squaring those sit bones or those hip bones towards my blocks now. Taking that elevating breath, exhale, melt those shoulder blades together and work the chest down towards the front of the thigh. So with each breath, as you start to feel mobilization, we can leave out a block and eliminate both blocks as well here. So you can see I'm still up. I'm tripoding with my fingertips so that I can really work that space in my upper body that's going to give me the most benefit and length through the hamstrings. Continue to take those deep expanding breaths and step forward. Go ahead and come on down to a little squat pose, round and lengthen through that spine. Nod the head yes or no. And once again, find your forward fold. So we're going to go back through that same sequencing on the other side. Take that breath, shift that weight forward, stacking the hips with the ankles and the hips. Okay, inhale, take that breath, and exhale, melt the chest to the thighs. Good, we're going to step our opposite foot back. So on that inhale, take your right foot back, exhale. Okay, square those hips. And then once again, getting that elevating breath first before we melt the chest to the front of that left thigh. And I'm using the strength of my upper body to push down into my blocks. So you think about a similar technique here as that downward facing dog that we went through. Once again, as you feel mobilized, we can release one or both blocks. I'm continually reaching forward through the left toes, exhale, pushing back through the right heel. And again, as you start to feel those muscles open, you guys, feel free to start to expand out and make a greater base, right, with our pyramid from heel to heel. Tighter hamstrings, you're just going to give a deeper bend. Go ahead and step forward. And once again, find a squat position, release those hamstrings, and once again, find our forward fold. Go ahead, interlace those hands around those forearms. Okay, we're going to create oppositional work from the forearms. We're pushing those arms into the calves, and the calves are pushing back. Okay, work the chest to the fronts of the thighs and start to work a little bit more weight to the balls of the feet. Take some really nice, deep expanding breaths here. Deep inhales, deep exhales, and go ahead and release. Come on down and find a sitting position on your mat. Grab that block if you need to get those hips above those knees. Go ahead and just notice the changes in your hamstrings. Notice the changes in your low back. As you take this next inhale, I want you to think about a string attached to the top of your head, and someone's pulling that string so we get that beautiful length and traction through our spine. Think about the beating of your heart, your legs, your arms, your feet, your neck, your back, your brain. What an amazing vehicle for goodness, for positivity, for strength, for service that this body is. Continue to focus on that inhale and that exhale. Remembering that we can come to this place of peace at any time that we need to reset, to regroup, to problem solve. Guys, amazing work. Namaste. I am loving this challenge, and I hope you are too. Have a beautiful day.